Hi.
Hello.
Go ahead, crazy.
How are you?
Tired. How are
I,
you?
the same. I'm about to enjoy my weekend. Finally, no
Mhm.
more 12-hour shifts. So, feels great.
Oh, that's good.
But, okay, intro time. Hello, everybody, to another episode of the Audi and Mav podcast. This is your host, Mav, along with my annoying but loving cousin that I love sometimes, Audrey.
All the time. Okay.
Sometimes. I
All the
pick it.
time.
I pick and choose.
24/7.
No, not necessary.
Okay. Go ahead and lie to the people.
I hear the little one in the background.
Yeah, we have a Roomba, and I call him, his name is Bartleby, and he thinks Bartleby's supposed to be on 24/7. But the thing is, he's afraid of Bartleby.
Ah,
So he'll turn it on and then run off.
so that's the
See.
toy.
No, Roomba.
That's the Roomba
The,
that he's doing. That
mhm.
that I hear.
He's saying Bartleby because that's my Roomba's name, Bartleby.
Oh,
And he thinks you're supposed to run Bartleby all damn day. But he's afraid of Bartleby. He's weird.
wow. Uh, so how have you been? All in all,
Uh, okay, can't really complain. I started a new job. Uh,
congratulations.
thank you. So I've been training, it's been kicking my butt, but I'm just happy to have a job again. And I've just been in here maintaining. I got a new car, so I'm excited about
I
that.
saw.
So I just been enjoying life. I took a break from social media because shit was just too much. There's too much shit going on. It's too depressing. So I'm actually enjoying it very, 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 very much. And to be honest with you, I don't know if I want to go back to social media ever.
Um, unfortunately, I've been on social media because of my job or whatever. But I really do need a mental break. I work I work with Homeland Security. So the DEA, the CIA, and the feds and everything like that, they kind of tell me what a bit little about what's going on. Um, yeah, man, there's a lot of shit that's going on, and it's just like, fuck. Like, I work closely with some cops. I know some cops personally. I have friends that are very personal friends that are cops. I have family that are cops, and the cops that I work with, like we're close. Like they have my number. I have their personal number. Like we eat lunch together, we go out or whatever. And this shit has been rough on all of us. But when the riots started, it kind of like broke my heart for them because they went on to 12-hour shifts, no days off. They had to go in every day for like a good 3 weeks. There was no days off. All hands were on deck. And people who haven't gone out in like 8 years because of where they are, like they're higher up in the food chain, so they don't put on their uniform and go out and stuff like that. They had to suit up and go out. And a lot of and the ones that I work with, like they're very, very good people. Like they'll sit there like, yo, you want anything for the store? Like like they'll just buy me regular random stuff and everything like that, like just randomly. Like I wouldn't even ask them. Like they're just good people, and it's kind of just like I was just like, damn. And you can see that it was taking a toll on them, like just mentally and physically, because it's kind of like we understand that all cops, like the cops, there are bad cops in there, but it's kind of like the good cops kind of get drugged down in the midst of the bullshit, and I felt sorry for them. But they sat there and they was like, they understand why they're protesting and stuff like that. They understand why why everybody is upset. and they have no problem to be, with people protesting. They have no problem, like they said, everybody upstairs agrees that what happened, the guy should go to jail. Like he should go to jail for the rest of his life. There was no reason for that, and they're angry about it too, and it's just like, one of the guys, he's just like, now there's a target on my back, like I have to go out and, like when you know these people personally and you know the type of character they are, it tends to, they're humanized, like they're humanized because I know them personally. And
Mm-hmm.
one guy, he does security, and he does and he's a police officer, so he was doing like 20-hour days because they needed all hands on deck because of our building was a high risk target because we work in the World Trade Center, so all hands was on deck, all armed guards, all security guards, and he was doing 20-hour days every single day. And I felt bad for him, and I was just like, yo, bro, like I truly just want to let you know, like I appreciate you, like just little things like that, like just talking to them and listening to them, like. And I would go out when I go out for lunch, like, like I would get them like coffee or something like that, or give them water, because I'm like, they're the people that I know for a fact. I know that they're good people. I know for a fact, I can vouch for them, that I know that for a fact, that they're good people. The ones that I know and the ones that I do that for. And I feel bad for them, because we can't put all of them in the same category because not all of them are like that. And I feel bad. And just all the shit that's going on, it starts to take a toll on you too, because all of the unsettling, and it's kind of like like they told me, like the cops pulled me to the side. It was like, yo, you need to carry a weapon on you at all times. Like they told me that, like, yo, you need to carry a knife on you. They was like, have a knife. If you can, have two knives on you at all times, because when you leave, that's when they come out and they start doing the riots. He was like, you need to. They told me you need to be prepared. Make sure you have a knife. Make sure you're okay. Because when I go home, I have to go through the Barclays Center, and they were rioting over there a couple of nights. So that's what they were sitting there telling me, and they were just like, and I get off at Fulton, they were rioting over there, and it was just like a whole bunch of shit. They destroyed Soho, they destroyed Fifth Avenue, they destroyed the flagship Adidas store I used to work at. Like they destroyed it, ran, went in there and took all 4 floors of sneakers. Like Fifth Avenue looks like it's bad what they did. It's just been like a very, very stressful time. Like it was just real crazy.
I don't. Well, I don't know. I just know. I mean, that's part of the reason why I got off social media because I don't want to see that shit. Like, I get it. I understand why it's happening, but it was more so of just seeing people dying for no reason. So I just don't want to see that shit.
Yeah, that Dave
It's
Chappelle
pathetic.
special, you saw it?
No.
That Dave Chappelle special that he did, it's on YouTube. He actually released it on YouTube. That shit,
Recently?
yeah, it came out last Saturday, I believe. It's on YouTube. It's called 846,
Okay.
and that hit a different type of level. Like that shit hit, and I was just like, damn, like damn. And then just like all the other shit that's just been happening and stuff like that, like just everything, and conflicting emotions because you want to stand with your people, because like like, yo, I am a black man, and stuff like that, and you want to stand with your people, and you know what, the riots, the cops actually sat there and said the protesters aren't the ones that are rioting. It's not the black people that are doing the rioting. It's a
But we
white,
knew that.
no, but white cops, like real high up white cops, are coming out there saying it's not the black people that are rioting. Like they know it's not the black people that are rioting, and they're not trying to stop the black people from protesting. they're trying to stop the white. They said that it's white people that are doing the rioting, that are coming out. Like, I forgot the name of the group. It starts with an A. The group starts with an A, and what happens is that they found out that there is a group that actually trains people how to start riots and how to start all this shit and everything like that. And they fly out, like they'll fly out, they'll fly you out to these places where they're protesting to start riots and stuff like that, so you can start a riot and get the message lost. And they're sitting there saying, they was like, these people are getting paid to do this, so the media can focus on the riots and stop worrying and take the message away from what's really going on. So they're focusing all on the negative shit instead of focusing on the positive shit. And the cops are sitting there saying like, yo, they know this, and that's what's making them upset, because they're upset that we want you to protest, but yet we have to sit there and try to stop it because we know at a certain time they're going to start fucking shit up. And unfortunately, you don't know who's who in that, because they'll mix up with the protest but start fucking shit up. So they're like, with their hands tied behind their back, they're like, yo, I don't know. Like, they don't know. And now, the way that this shit is, they're sitting there saying, like, yo, they're not going out for people. They're like, yo, unless it's an absolute emergency, like the cops and stuff like that, they got their hands tied. Like, yo, they're tired. Like, they're literally tired. Like, a lot of them are resigning. A lot of them are retiring. It's just because of they're mentally and physically exhausted of the bullshit. I was just like, yo, you know how we feel. I'm like, you know how black people feel. And, you know, it's just like, yo, I see both sides, and it's sad. It's sad.
It is. I don't think this shit gonna get any better though.
I believe that I believe that we're going to have a. I believe that it's going to get worse, and I told them
Yeah.
that. I told them that I do believe that we will end up going into a civil war. Unfortunately, I was like, I kind of had this feeling a while ago, like things were kind of like unbalanced, and it was just like an unsettling feeling. And I was like, yeah, I kind of believe that we're going to hit that. Random, like 5 black people over the weekend were found hanging from trees,
Yep.
and they ruled them all as suicides. One guy was hanging from in front of City Hall in fucking I think California, if I'm not mistaken. Um, a woman that sat there and said that she was sexually abused, whatever, sexually assaulted, like end up turning up dead. She was a black woman. She was a black girl. She ended up turning up dead. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, there was a black woman who was messing with a married man. She was pregnant, and I believe that, if I'm not mistaken, she was found hanging from a tree while being pregnant.
Those people ain't committing suicide. I
They're
don't
not.
believe that.
And yeah, man, I'm not. It's kind of been like an emotional roller coaster, because it's kind of like, yo, I never felt like, it's just like so much being hit at once, and it's just like, you're seeing it for, like, you're like, like you're looking at your friends go out and get ready to put their lives on the line and stuff like that, knowing that cops are getting attacked. Like, you see the videos of a cop trying to, he's not even doing anything, and somebody hit him with a car. Like, he wasn't even doing anything. He was just standing in the middle of the street. Somebody hit him with a car. Another cop, he had his helmet on. He wasn't doing anything. He had his back turned, and somebody hit him in the back of the head with a hammer. Like, he had a helmet on. And you sit there, you see shit like that, and like, I look at my friends. I'm just like, damn, like, yo, y'all be careful. And you know, I understand both sides as a black man, and also as a person who has personal friends, close friends in law enforcement. It's just like, damn, I don't know. And I tell them I don't have the answer. Like, I really wish I did, but I don't have the answer. I'm sorry.
At this point, nobody really has the answer. I mean, it's tough. It is. Like, I don't know, man. Some gotta give though. Like, my whole thing is just stop killing black people, man. Just it's I just don't understand why there's so much hate towards us. I really don't. All because of the color of our skin. Like you could at least hate us for something else. Like, but we can't help that we're black, and that doesn't make us any different than them. So that's just for me. That's the most frustrating part. Like I'm sick of seeing names uh, being hashtagged. I'm sick of seeing videos of black people dying for dumb reasons, but then when you turn around, a white person can go and shoot up a church and they get arrested, and that's it. Like, I'm just sick of seeing all that. So, I mean, I do feel for the cops that are like good cops and they have to go through this, but enough is enough, dog. Like, I'm, that's all they want. Like, this is all we want for people, for the cops, whoever, to stop killing black people. That's all we want. But it's like we protest peacefully, and I'm not saying that we're not protesting peacefully now, but it's like when we kneeled with the flag, whatever, when we kneel, it was a problem. When we speak up, when we create groups like Black Lives Matter, it's a problem. It's like no matter what we do, it's a problem. So it got to the extreme, and unfortunately, it's going to get even worse. Like, it's like, damn if you do, and damn if you don't. I feel like they just want us to just shut up and just take it. Like, and then the whole argument, the thing that kills me, well, what about the black on black crimes? Okay, what about the white on white crimes? Like, are we really about to do this? It just don't make sense. All lives matter. Okay, but y'all aren't the ones that's dying like that. It just don't make sense to me. Like, it don't. This whole thing is stupid. And it's hard because I have three black boys. And it's just like, what am I supposed to tell them? I've already had to talk about it, but like, I'm tired of having talks about it. Like, every time I turn around, something new, and I have to tell them something crazy. And then it just makes me scared for when they get older and they go out into the world because that could be my kids. I have three black boys. That could easily be one of them. So, the shit gotta stop though. Like, if it takes for them to burn everything down, burn that shit down. But some gotta give to where they listen. Like, if this is the only way to get their attention, then fine. But once we get their attention, it's like we need to come up with a solid plan or some way for this shit to stop. But like I said, I feel like it's just gonna get worse. There's no ending to this because it seems like every day someone new is dying. Someone black is dying. And it's just like, damn, don't y'all get tired of killing us?
And
Like,
I feel like
you
right
don't have
now,
anything else to do?
I feel like the way that it feels is like it's being done deliberately right now too because of what's going on, and with everything going on, like the argument about should the NBA come back pops up, and Kyrie Irving, you know what he said, right? Don't bring it back or whatever.
Mm-mm.
Kyrie said don't bring the NBA back. People were sitting there saying like, um, it's coming from him, because of because of the whole flat Earth thing and everything like that. And my thing about it is like, whether we want to listen to him or not, a lot of the talks and everything like that lately have been distracting from the protests because people are talking about if the NBA should come back. So if we're having a conversation about if the NBA is coming back and that's what's being broadcasted and everybody's arguing over that, you already are a distraction. And his point has been made. Because if we're not talking about what's going on and we're talking about this, you are a distraction right now. No matter what you sit there and say, his point was made. Whether if I want to agree with him or not, and how he went about it, or if he has an ulterior motive or anything like that, the point that we're arguing about if the NBA should come back shows that you before you even decide to come back are a distraction because you're distracting us now because we're arguing about if you should come back. Like we're talking about that. Like who gives a fuck about basketball right now? Like
Right, and we're literally fighting for our lives right now. Y'all want to talk about basketball? Not even the riots, not just the riots, but the COVID shit is still going on.
and
What the hell is that noise?
that is actually firecrackers. People have been lighting fireworks up for the last 3 weeks over here till 3 o'clock in the
Mm,
fucking morning.
mm.
Literally. And when I sit there and roll, like, yo, I hate people. Like, people sit there like, yo, I hate people, yo. Because they do dumb nut shit for no fucking reason like that. What do you like? What do you sell? What are you lighting firecrackers for? For 3 weeks, what are you lighting firecrackers up for? Like, really, what's the point? Oh, because of Juneteenth. I'm like, all right, cool. It's not June 19th yet, though. So
Right.
what the fuck? So you're gonna light your firecrackers up every week, every week until then, and then you're gonna keep going to the 4th of July? Like, come on, man. Like, literally, come on, man.
It's
And
stupid.
the COVID shit is even more bad because right now New York has the lowest COVID numbers in the United States. We were the highest. I'm supposed to be moving. Where I'm moving to now is the epicenter of the COVID because they have the most numbers. And I'm just sitting there just like, yo, I ain't got no fucking luck. I'm stressing. Because now they're going to have to shut that state down again.
But there's gonna be around two of that shit too. Because think about it, everybody that's rioting, someone out there got COVID, and they all just spreading it to each other. I feel like Georgia about to shut down again because the cases keep rising, and we opened way too soon. But like, there's gonna be another round, so you might as well just go ahead and plan to move in 2022.
He said, nah, I can't do that. See, because all my shit is down there. I don't got none of my sneakers or anything over here. Like, all my shit is already over there. Like, I got no choice. Like, I'm gonna have to make the move. I'm gonna have to do it regardless. Like, no matter what, I'm gonna have to take that chance because it's already like supposed to be a done deal. Like, I'm not gonna continue to still be here. Like, I can't live in fear of it. Like, honestly, I believe that I probably already had it because I did get sick, but because I always bounce back from being sick fast. Like when I catch the flu usually only lasts for like 2 or 3 days. The most I ever had the flu was like for 3 days because I got sick. I felt the symptoms on one day. Then the second day usually is when it was hitting. I take medicine, and then the third day I usually am in recovery mode and everything like that. So I usually have the flu for like 3 days. That's the most. But I think I did have it because I did have the symptoms and everything like that, but I just took NyQuil and went to sleep and popped right back up like 2 days later. So, and my job has had over 20 cases of COVID, like 20 people tested positive. Um, Not only that, my sister's babysitter tested positive while she was babysitting her. She tested positive for it, so I think I probably caught it from her, and that's what happened. That's probably what happened. So otherwise than that, and I take the train every day to work. So you know,
It's just, I don't know, dog. I just feel like this whole 2020 was supposed to be everybody's year, dog. Like this was supposed to be it, and it just went to shit. How did the new? I don't understand how a new
they,
decade it's just ruined like that.
because we have a pandemic every 100 years. It's been 100 years since the last pandemic. It happened. It had to happen. Mother Nature, Mother Earth is cleaning herself, basically cleansing herself, letting us know, and we keep taking it for granted. You're not fucking needed. The Earth and life will go on without us, and and as humans, we don't think about the bigger picture, and we don't look that as we've all been inside, the earth has been healing itself. The ozone layer has been healing itself. Like lakes and oceans have been clean. Like you see animals that you've never seen or rarely see come out. They've been out and about. Like we are the biggest threat to the earth. Like we are disgusting. We are a virus to the earth because we just destroy it. And we need to do better. We need to do better. Because one day there's going to be a pandemic and the shit is going to be so drastic that unless we all have our shit in order and work together and everything like that and get the fuck up out of this, like we should be so focused on helping each other right now rather than sitting and saying like, yo, because you're this color, I'm going to kill you. Like this is the time where we need to help each other because of the pandemic. Like we need to help each other during this time.
You would think, but instead,
But
more black people are dying.
but also this could be God's way of telling us like, yo, you need to sit the fuck down and see what the fuck really is going on. The entire world is protesting because of this.
Okay.
This is not just happening over here. It's the entire world. And unfortunately, it's going to come to where it's going to be a real big fucking problem because you keep on doing it. And my thing about it is like I told my police officer friends, I'm all for protesting and I'm all for burning shit down if you have a purpose of why you're burning shit down. And my thing about it is like I sat there and said this, the system wasn't built for us. So you trying to sit there and insert and patch this and everything like that isn't going to fucking work. And I don't know if people really sit there and try to really understand that. You have to destroy the entire system and start it from the ground up. It was never built for us. It was never made for us. Like it was never in place for us. So it's always going to be worked. It's always going to be in their favor. No matter what we do until we destroy the whole entire shit, it will never be in our favor. It will never help us. And that's how I truly feel. Like, yo, you have to burn the shit to the ground and build it back up. Why are you trying to keep putting on a band-aid over something that keeps on bleeding? Obviously shit hasn't gotten fixed. Right? And that's what I'm looking at. It's like it doesn't matter. Burn the shit to the fucking ground.
I don't know, dog.
I never want
I
to invoke.
really.
I never want to invoke violence. Like I don't
No, that shouldn't even happen.
because you know what it is. Because like being that I've taken martial arts and everything like that, the one thing that my sensei has always said is that it's never to start a fight. It's only to de-escalate a fight. Meaning I'm only supposed to protect. Like only if I'm provoked or if I have to defend myself. It's only used in defense, never to sit there and inflict on others. So I never want to start violence. I never want to be that violent type of person. But I do believe at the same time, like, yo, shit gotta happen. And I had a car, like, I don't want to get dark on a podcast, right? I really don't want to get dark because I don't want people to really know how, like, demented I am. Like, how really, really demented I am because it's kind of like, but the truth about it is, like, I'll give a little taste. When you mess with the mafia, right? What does the mafia do to you?
They kill you.
Dude, they don't just kill you.
Well, they kill everybody. Your whole family, everybody you love. And then you last. And they'll probably torture you.
Like so
Or they'll kill their family in front of you. Whatever.
so like it's kind of like all right, so it's kind of like this, like this is how I sat there. It's like the mafia, right? They're the type of people who sit there and they'll go in and start to kill your family. They'll have your wife and your daughter and they'll flip and they'll tell you like, yo, heads or tails, whichever one, and they'll tell you like, yo, heads or tails, or they tell you like, yo, choose which one gets to live right now. I'm not saying go that far, but my whole thing about it is like, if these police officers keep on getting acquitted, and they keep on getting let go, I'm sitting this. I'm not trying to provoke anything, but like, yo, sometimes street justice needs to happen. I believe that, yo, like they're doing street justice to us. When street justice starts to go back to them, and people start taking the like law into their own hands, they cannot be. They can't feel. They can't feel some type of way because it's going to lead to that. Like people are going to start. They're going to start taking the law into their own hands and start retaliating.
I'm surprised they haven't already.
And I don't want it to come to that. Like I don't, we don't want that to happen. We don't want this violence to happen. But I don't have the answer. So like I really don't. I don't know. I don't have the answer to it. It's sad. They need to. They need to get. I don't know.
Something needs to happen.
And the fucking president. Holy shit.
Oh my god, I don't.
When they start looting, we start shooting. Like what? What?
He's the first one I need to go. Hell.
You heard, yo? Did you see what he did? Where he went and did that photo? So he tear gassed the peaceful protesters to get to the fucking to get to the church that was across the street from the White House, right?
Mm-hmm.
And also tear gassed the people that work for the church, so he could take a picture of him holding the Bible upside down.
I heard something about that, but I didn't see it.
Yeah, you take a picture like, yo, he's holding the Bible upside down, bro.
He's an idiot.
He's holding the Bible.
And I can't believe people really voted for him. And people still want to vote for him.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get it. Like, what? And I keep thinking, like, is there something I'm missing? Like,
Because they're about their money.
He's an idiot, though. Like, I don't even think idiot is the right word, to be honest with you.
Listen, I know black people who sit there like, yo, I vote for him because I like my money. And I'm sitting there looking at them. I'm like, bro, we're in a global recession. Unemployment is at an all-time high. It's higher than the Great Depression. I'm like, you worried? I'm like, I understand that you got an essential job, but at the same time, I'm like, bro, shit gonna get worse. Like, what are we talking about?
I don't know. He's an idiot, though. Like, I just don't understand the choices that he makes in his life.
So Juneteenth, they said that I think it's going to be officially a holiday.
You know what's crazy? The president of my company, he sent out an email today about that, saying how it's not yet recognized as a federal holiday, but hopefully it will. Like, he was hinting that it probably will soon.
Yeah.
But he's letting us off early tomorrow, and I was like, oh, okay, I see you, Trav. His name is Travis. I see you.
So
he was like, although the VA, because we work for the VA, although the VA doesn't recognize it as a holiday, we gonna recognize it as a holiday, and I'm gonna give y'all a half day tomorrow so y'all can go celebrate, or you can use your PTO to go celebrate. I was like, oh snap. But it needs to be issued.
Yeah, it does. But I did sit there and I did like I kind of started a conversation and people were kind of upset. I was like, so if Juneteenth becomes a holiday, I'm like, I'm like, are you guys, like, I wrote on Facebook like, are we prepared? Since they're getting rid of all of like Christopher Columbus's shit, I started to notice that like people are like breaking his statues and stuff like that. They're taking up all this stuff. They're disassociating themselves with some of the presidents and stuff like that. I'm like, are we as a society, are we prepared to lose Thanksgiving?
I don't celebrate Thanksgiving, so I don't give a fuck about it.
And I've been asking people that, and people will be like, yo, they'll never get rid of Thanksgiving, because of Thanksgiving. I was like, bro, Thanksgiving is disrespectful to a whole race of people.
Yep.
And
that's why I don't celebrate.
And they were sitting there saying, well, like, I was like, bro, I'm like, No matter.
They're trying to make it about family, and it's
Yeah.
not. No.
I'm like, do you know the meaning behind Thanksgiving? And then I was talking to like one of my coworkers. He's like, there's no such thing as Native Americans. All those people came from another. You know, they came from over here. Like, there's no such thing. I was like, bro. I was like, yo, my fiance is Native. I was like, what? I didn't say anything because I felt disrespected. My fiance is Native American. One, and my grandmother was Native American. So I kind of felt like I felt a little bit disrespected. I was just like, I'm gonna chill because it won't end well. Like my grandmother and her grandmother, her great grandmother, like they were Native American. So it's kind of like I kind of felt some type of way about that, and I was just like, you know, and I was telling people, I was asking people like, yo, are people prepared for that? And everybody was sitting there saying like, let's start with Columbus Day and see how that goes. I'm like, why do we need to start with Columbus Day to see how it goes? I'm like, because
But see,
it benefits you.
like, that's what kills me. Like, why? Who gave these people the mindset that they have, where they think like that person just thought there's no Native Americans. Like, who? I just want to know who told these people they were just so much better than us and that they could just do
It was
whatever
a
the
white
hell
man
they
too,
want to do. Oh
so
God.
I left it as that. And
So he does wait, does he think Christopher Columbus discovered
no, he
America?
sat there said that everybody came to this land, that nobody was here. This
Oh
land.
my God.
And then another person sat there and was like the Thanksgiving was it as bad as those
The
400
Holocaust?
not as the 400 years of
Oh,
slavery. It wasn't as bad as 400 years of slavery. He was like, because he felt like celebrating Juneteenth was disrespectful to, like, was bringing up the past and was kind of like being disrespectful towards us. And I'm like, I don't know. It is the day that slavery was abolished. I was like, but you know what I'm saying, like, he was like, you know, it's kind of like, yo, you're just reminding somebody, like you're reminding people that they used to be slaves. I was like, yo,
but
he
how think about how long ago slavery
right,
was.
and
It
I
wasn't that
yeah,
long
right.
ago.
But he's like, you know, that you kind of reminding them. He's sitting there thinking that if you're gonna give us a holiday, give us a holiday that celebrates us, that doesn't kind of bring back the memory. He's like so he's saying that, and I kind of respected where he was coming from. He was like, I'm not saying don't give you a holiday. He was like, but kind of give you a holiday where you could kind of celebrate something a little bit more positive that doesn't bring back like memories, or you don't have to reflect on the bad things that have happened. That's what he's saying.
That's
Like,
kind of positive
yeah,
though.
but he's kind of saying like, you still, like, it's still something negative attached to it, because that was yes, it was positive, but at the same time, you're still remembering like, yo, slaves. So he's saying,
So was Thanksgiving.
yeah, no. But he's not sitting there saying about the Thanksgiving. He's saying like, if you're going to give us a
Oh,
holiday, if you want to give a holiday, he's like, give us a holiday, you know, give us a holiday that's more purely positive, and that you don't have anything negative attached to it, or something negative that you can think about when you're like, you know what I'm saying, like when you're doing that. And then he was saying,
what do we have?
that's what he said. He's like, he doesn't know, but he's saying like he would like for it to be a little bit more positive for us, rather than having something negative that's attached to it. Like,
But I think everybody thinks that. But when you really think about it, what positive do we, if we have, it's like if we try to get anything positive going, it's like someone's there to tear it down. You get what I'm saying? Like
right.
we can't ever get anything really positive because when we try to get something positive, it just gets shut down. Like look at the Black Wall Street. Look at all that shit that we've been through. Like it's just like they just don't want to see us flourish for some odd reason. It's like, oh, look at the blacks. They're doing good. Let's shut this shit down right now.
And then he was talking about like, oh well, Native Americans, they gave them reservations and stuff like that. I was like, so I want you,
The
and I told him, I was like, yo, I want you to think about this. You come over here. This is my land. This is the place where I was born. You sit here, you bring all your people, you kill my people, and then to make up for it, you give shit back that you stole from me, saying like, "Oh, here you go."
Right.
I'm like, how the fuck does that like? How does that sound? Like, bro, I'm still looking
And
at you
they
funny.
forced them. They forced them to move west and start their own little shit. And then even when they moved west, they was still trying to take their shit and kill them.
And
So I don't get the argument.
and that's what I'm saying. I'm like, yo, like, we need to get rid of. I'm like, yo, I understand people like Thanksgiving people. I'm like, yo, y'all need to dead that. Like, it's disrespectful to a whole race of people. And he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, bro, Thanksgiving, you sat there. He's like, it was when the Pilgrims and the Indians got together. I was like, bro, it was when the Pilgrims brought the Indians in so they can kill them. They slaughtered them
Right.
at Thanksgiving. It was a massacre. It was nothing positive about Thanksgiving.
At
It
all.
was a pure massacre. It was nothing but murder. I'm like, bro, like, what are you sitting there saying? I'm like, you're celebrating the day that they decided to try to commit genocide to a race of people, and we're celebrating it, and people are sitting there and they're trying to sit there and they're trying to be like, oh well, let's start with this. I'm like, no, we don't need to start with that. We need to sit there and cut that shit the fuck out. But everybody wants to be so fucking greedy and be, oh well, Thanksgiving is a time for family night. Nah, bro, it's not a time for family. That's the time when we sat there and decided to try to commit genocide to a race of people. Like, there's nothing positive about it. Like I'll be honest, a lot of my fondest memories are on Thanksgiving. But as I got older and I found out the meaning behind it and what really happened, you know, because they don't teach you this shit in school,
They sure don't.
and everything like that. And it's kind of like, now to the person who I'm committed to, also, it's kind of like, nah, like, yo, we need to be a little bit more condescending. Like, yo, that shit need to go. Like, that need to go ASAP.
Right.
Like, if you're gonna get,
Me and my kids don't celebrate. Fuck that.
you know, and I'm just like, they really should. I'm like, why is it like, my whole thing about it's like, the thing that makes me want to punch people in their face is when you try to justify something being completely wrong to try to make it right so you can continue to benefit from it. And it's kind of like, how could you sit there? How could you remotely even like fuck all everything else? Like, how could you remotely accept this? Like, how could you, as your moral compass, like, sit there and acknowledge this day and accept this day and continue to celebrate this day, knowing what you know now? But because it's a time where you get time off and you get paid for the day and it's a holiday to you, like, you enjoy this day. You know, like, how could you truly accept that? Like, it is a racist day, and the day after it is also a racist day, Black Friday.
Because they selfish. They don't give a fuck about nobody but their race, themselves, and what they got
You
going
know what's the
on.
fun?
And it's
You
stupid.
know what's the funny thing about it though? Black people are the ones that's defending the black people. Like, the people that's
I
supposed to,
believe it.
they're the ones that are defending this.
My sister tried to defend it because she said that's her husband's anniversary and blah blah blah. That's her favorite holiday and it's time for family. I said, fuck that. That was the day murder happened. Like,
So you talking to Michelle, right? So
yep.
if I told Michelle, like, yo, my fiance, I was like, yo, my wife is Native American. That's the day her people died. That was the day her people were led to slaughter. What would she say?
I don't know, doctor.
Oh, but I'm like the problem is, like, when you say but, you're automatically about to try to justify and tell me some bullshit.
Oh, I told her the same thing though. She said she gave me some stupid response and said, I don't remember what she said. Um, but it wasn't. It was dumb. It would have pissed you off because it pissed me off, and I was like, I'm not about to have this conversation with you. Just know that we don't. Me and my house, we don't celebrate that shit. My kids, they had asked me one year, "What we having for Thanksgiving?" I said, "There's no Thanksgiving." And then they asked why, and I explained it to them, and they both looked at me like I was crazy, and I was like, "Well, I mean, that's the truth."
And yeah, and you know, it's a little bit more different when it hits home and has something to do with you. And you know, I always wanted to know, like, I wish I had whenever, like, I really wish I was able to sit there and speak to my grandparents because they lived this, and I was just like, yo, what was you thinking? What happened? You know, how did you feel? How did you react? Like, I want to, like, there's so much history that I wish that I could have asked and got knowledge for, but because of where I was in life and how young I was self-absorbed at that age. Like, I lost Uncle Riley I lost Uncle Riley he passed in 2010, right?
Mm-hmm.
2010. That was when I was like in my mid-20s. I was like
Yeah.
23.
20. Hold on.
I know I was in my mid-20s.
Like 24,
Yeah,
because I was pregnant
24.
at that time. And I had Daring when I was like 24.
So yeah, I wish I was able to speak to them. And yeah, 24. Damn, that seems so fucking long ago. That was 10 years ago.
But still, like, okay, you said when it when it um when it relates to you, kind of hits different. But I just don't understand why people just can't sit and think, like, regardless if it relates to them or not, sit and think like this is fucked up.
You know what?
Like,
They don't
do
even
people not
acknowledge
think
it.
that?
And then when you tell
And
them,
I just don't understand how. Like, how do they not know that that was fucked up, dog? What they did to the Native Americans, that was fucked up. Why are we celebrating this? Like, it shouldn't have to hit home for them to realize something is messed up. Like, that's how I feel. Like, and it's just crazy that people can sit around and just justify these things and not like really sit there and think about, man, that was really messed up. Like, we really celebrating a man that quote unquote discovered America and then had his people kill all these people.
and was okay with it.
Like, I just don't, that's what I don't get. Like, I don't know. That shit is mind boggling to me. How are people just okay with not even just that, just like every fucked up thing that's going on? How are people okay with it? I don't understand how people can justify anything. Like, there's no reason, none whatsoever, why any of that bad shit should happen. Then, now, anytime.
Like,
So I don't get it.
so my thing, the reason why I believe that NBA should not start and why other sports should kind of call it quits and let this be the focus of the discussion is because not being far removed from being young, from being like in the 20s and stuff like that, and knowing how I was or how we were and how we were thinking, our attention span was really shot to shit. Like, we moved on from shit like really, really fast. Like, this will be happening, but then something else will capture our attention, and then we will lose sight of what the fuck what the fuck we were doing in the first place. And it's even worse now because of social media and because of how fast things move. Like, for example, look how look at music, right? Music gets old. Music is a year old after a week. You're not fucking with that album after like a week or two. You're not fucking with it. You're not like we get shit to binge watch. We binge watch it in a day and then we never go back to it. You know, like we do shit in so much, we take in so much information and have so much things that we have the attention of the younger generation right now. A younger generation where the reason why they were able to see, the reason why they rose up is because there was nothing else to do. And for you to sit there and see that, like, God made us sit down and reevaluate shit. And we have the young generation's attention. And for you to sit there to bring this back, to even give light to a different type of topic, the problem is, like, they're like, we want to give a sense of normal, right? That's the problem. You want to give a sense of normal when shit should not be normal anymore. That's the fucking problem. You want to get to normal and everything like that. And like the one of the things, like, I do believe it's because LeBron James is being selfish. Because it is year 17 and he wants a championship, and his time is running out and everything like that. And my thing about it is that I do understand that there is a money play, meaning that they can, if they don't go back to work, they'll lose money for future, like that. They'll lose money that they might not be able to get back for decades. But at the same time, it's kind of like, oh, we won't be a distraction. My question to them is that at this point in time, and as heightened and sensitive as things are, my question to them that I would look them dead in their face and I would ask them if I could, what if you're wrong? And are you willing to take that chance? There is a possibility that you are wrong. There's a possibility that you are wrong. And then everything that was getting ready to be done gets shifted. Are you willing to take that chance? And is it worth it? We're out here. Is it really worth it to take away from that right now? Is it worth it? And are you willing to take that chance? And what will you do if you are wrong? Because a majority of people don't want you to play. Like, the masses are telling you, like, you have masses saying, like, you're going to be a distraction. You have white people. White people are saying, like, if you listen to the sports, like the sports analysts and everything like that, the white people are saying, you're going to be a distraction. Don't do it. Like, they're saying that. You got Max Kellerman saying, like, yo, you're going to be a distraction. You got Skip Bayless saying, like, yo, you're going to be a distraction. You have people saying that, yo, you're going to be a distraction. They're telling you you are. And you're not listening. Like, you're not
But that
listening.
goes to show they just care about the money.
And but the sports analysts are, but like the white sports analysts are saying, you're not needed right now. You're not needed right now. Like, yes, that's your biggest, like, people are like, oh, well, that's your biggest stage and everything like that. Like, no, bro, you're not needed right now. Like, y'all really are not. You're not needed. Sports is not needed right now. All it is going to sit there. People are going to be too busy flocking to their TVs to watch the game and not trying to be outside and making a change because they're too focused on the game. They don't care what you have to say. Like, my question, like, you've already wore the "I Can't Breathe" T-shirts. You already sat there and did the interviews and everything like that, and nobody gave a fuck. Nobody gave a fuck because nothing changed. You did the Trayvon Martin shit and everything like that. "I Can't Breathe," and you did, like, we wore the hoods and everything like that. And this nigga Zimmerman, George Zimmerman, whatever his name is out there signing Skittles. The nigga sold the gun that he shot Trayvon Martin with. He auctioned it off.
Speaking of George, is he dead yet?
No.
I heard he was locked up in Georgia.
No. Not that I know of. But my thing about it is that you did all of that and nothing happened. Now we're out. Now you have the kids and the younger generation out there, and you want to deter from that, which is, to me, is the dumbest and most selfish shit you ever, like, somebody could ever sit there and do. At this moment in time, when everybody and the entire world has eyes and they're trying to make a change. The entire world is trying to make a change right now, trying to make a statement, and you're willing to take away from that. I understand that the money is going to get fucked up. They can tear up the CBA. They can sit there and make a hard cap and do all of that. And, they can do that. I understand. I truly understand that, but what if you're wrong? That's my question. Like, what if, like, to them, you're banking that people will listen to you while you're playing ball, and you won't be a distraction. That's nice. What if you're wrong? I don't know.
I hear you, dog.
That's my that's my whole thing with everything. When it comes to a lot of shit, it's just like, and why I've been thinking three times hard and taken aback. And you want to know the most scary part about everything, Audrey?
Mm.
You want to know the most scary part about everything
What?
is that I've never felt more calm and at peace in my life than I have been for the last couple of weeks. Like, I'm at peace, and that scares me, knowing with everything that's going on.
I'm not gonna lie, I've been pretty at peace too ever since I got off social media. I mean, I know the world is fucked up, but I guess I'm trying to play the ignorant card since I can't see it. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't have the answer. Uh, I don't have the answer. I don't know. For everybody, I got told one time like, yo, I think I know everything. I've been saying this for a lot lately. Like, yo, I don't know shit, and I don't have the answer. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know either. It's crazy. I mean, only thing I can say is I hope all this shit comes to an end. Somehow, some way, I hope we come up with a solution. This shit ends, changes, no more senseless killings, none of this shit. And people respect people just for who they are. That's it. Like, that's the only thing I hope for because, like I said, it's scary when you have children. And it's like, damn, you gotta raise them in this madness and try to protect them and stir them, like, just lead them the right way and just, it's, I don't know. That's my hope. I hope by the time my kids become children that all this shit is figured out and I don't have to stress every damn day about whether or not my kids got pulled over and survived a traffic stop or whatever, or if I don't know, just anything. So hopefully, like I said, hopefully they come up with something instead of bringing, like you said, instead of bringing sports back. People just like, especially people that got money like that. Like, why can't they just come together and try to figure out some shit? Y'all obviously got the money and resources to do it. So I don't know, dog. I just want this shit to end.
Like, I had an idea about how to kind of help, like, the inner city kids. Like, they're defunding like the police and stuff like that. Like, New York City Police Department yearly, they have a $6 billion budget a year. A year, $6 billion. Why don't we take 4 billion of those dollars and start to put back into place things to help the kids? Like,
Good.
how
They
about,
don't give a damn about the kids.
like this is my thing though. It's kind of like, yo, let's put sinners in neighborhoods and the people who run those centers are only the people who live in those neighborhoods. So you have recreational centers and stuff like that for the kids where they can get help, they can, learn trades, they can get mentored, all of that, all in one. And
Cause, but think about it. Who would this benefit the most?
this will benefit the kids because the kids are because
Which kids?
the impoverished kids. I'm talking about the kids in the inner cities and kids that who don't have like
That's my
not only
point.
kids in inner cities, but kids that are impoverished neighborhoods, that are in impoverished areas. We need to,
And that's mainly, according to America, that's mainly black kids.
and
Yes, I know there's white kids, but they would never do
but
that
and my thing.
ever.
So let's start doing that where we give back to the because as of 34, I'm already grown. The future is no longer for me. It's not about me anymore. It's about making sure like I can do what I can do right now to try to get for the next generation. But this generation that comes up still needs guidance because they need to be prepared to give back for the generation that's after them. And the only way we can do that is if we guide them. And I believe that we need to create centers and actually start putting money back into schools. Like, let's open up more schools. Let's get the class numbers down. So instead of having 20 kids in a class, you have 10. Like, that $6 billion could be used that you give out yearly. Like, do you know how many teachers you can sit there and hire and put into and schools you can sit there and fund with like just like $1 billion.
But they know that, but they're not going to do it because they don't give a damn
and
about.
and that's the and that's and to me, like, that's where the problem is because you're not helping anybody. And like, I don't know, but I feel that we need to start actually doing these centers, teaching kids about the ins and outs. Like, for me, if I had the money in the capital, I would open up a center and I would have only the people for the neighborhood, that only the people that live in the neighborhood can work at the center.
Nipsey had something like that.
Right. Kids, if you're in high school, depending on what grade you are and depending on your grades, like, when you work, I would try to do something with like the government to where when the kids are in high school, they're working, they get a check. But the money that's taken out of the taxes isn't taken out of taxes, it's put towards tuition for college. So that money that you would take out of that you would take out for their taxes, that kid that money goes to their college tuition. So they're getting money to help sit there and still provide for themselves, but also saving money for tuition to go to college. And that's what I would sit there and do. I would try to get sponsorship to where we get food businesses and everything like that to give to bring in food for the kids and stuff like that. I believe that parents should be. This is just me, like, my thinking. I believe parents should have jobs that are closer to home so they can spend more time with their kids and stuff. Like, I believe that that's where we're actually losing things as well, is because parents are spending more time at work, getting to work, working, and getting home from work than they are, and other people are raising kids rather than the actual parent. So we need to get parents to have more times. Like, let's cut the work week. Like, let's cut the work week by a day. That day could be so significant to a child, like, that you have no idea. Like, 4-day work week or 3.5-day work week, you will also create jobs because you have to fill those spots. Like, there's so much things that we can do to help make society better, but it has to start with the kids. Like, it has to start with them. Like, me personally, because of my disability, I want to become a mentor to kids that are blind. If I would have had that guidance, like, my dad can't relate to me. My dad's not blind. He has 20/20 vision. My dad don't know what it is to be blind. He don't know. he can't relate. Like I can't describe to him what it is and how I feel when it comes to that, because you're not going through that. Like you see straight. You don't need glasses. If I would have had that guidance with somebody who actually does have that type of handicap and has navigated through life with it, I believe that I probably would have been a little bit more prepared and a little bit more sound minded in certain decisions. And that's the thing that I actually want to do. I want to be a mentor to kids with sight disabilities. That's where I want to start. And I don't want to do it while I'm in New York. I want to do it when I move, because I don't believe that it's fair for me to start mentoring a kid and then to
And
up
then
and
you just
leave that
leave.
kid, you know, when when they get like attached, because it's kind of like, all right, I start mentoring kids that have disabilities and stuff like that, and knowing that I'm moving in a couple of months, like that's not fair to them. So I want to do it to where I can actually be a positive role model for that kid in their life for long periods of time and help them navigate through shit like that. That's what I want to do. That's where I'm seeing myself.
That's good. Look at you being all grown up. Oh, look at my
Nah, like
children.
it kind of
Oh,
because it came from like it came from when I helped somebody today unknowingly, and what he said to me sparked that idea. And so one of my friends or whatever that shall remain nameless, um, he works for the police department. He he hurt himself in terms of like his leg. He was doing something, he hurt himself. So he's currently recovering from an injury that he got hurt in work, but he hurt himself outside of work. So he's limping, but he doesn't want to get like a cane. I was like, yo, get a cane. He's like, I can't. I was like, yo, get a brace. He's like, he can't. Like the doctor said that it's a muscle tear, so like a brace won't do anything. I was like, get a cane. He was like, if he gets a cane, the cane is going to sit there, and the cane will draw attention to where they'll send him to the NYPD doctor, and then a whole bunch of shit will have to happen and everything like that. And I was just like, and then I was like, he was saying that, I was like, yo, get a foldable cane. He was like, foldable cane. I was like, they have canes that you can get, like they sell them at Rite Aid, Dwayne Reed, and CVS. You get a foldable cane. When you're coming to work and everything like that, you use your cane, and then when you get ready to come in or whatever, before you hit the block, fold the cane and put it in your book bag, and they'll never know. And he was like, that's why I have friends like you. And that's where it started. And that's when it hit me. It was like, help people. That's where that spawned from. It actually spawned today. It was like, help people. And it's like, I do things for people, and I don't ask for anything in return. Like, I'm not going to tell you what I do for people, but I do help people out, but I don't expect anything in return, because I feel that I'm just trying to do it just to put positive energy out. I just want to do genuine shit. Like, let me just help you because, I can help you. What do you want? Give me a fist pump. Like, give me a pound. Like, yo, I'm like, I don't want anything. Like, I'm good. Just want to help. That's really it.
when you help people, that's what people don't realize. You're not supposed to expect anything in return. If you truly want to help somebody, you shouldn't expect anything in return.
It was never for that. Like, all right, I do have a selfish reason for why I help people, because I've always felt that the world is imbalanced. I do believe in, I don't know if you know what natural law is.
Hmm.
You know what natural law is?
Hmm.
Huh?
Yes. You can't hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now. So
Oh.
I believe in natural law. So my thing about it is, because natural law is unbalanced, what I do, I help people. I don't want anything in return. I just ask for that same energy I put out, not to be blessed, upon me, but to have that energy spread to the ones that I care and love the most.
Hmm.
So that's why I do it for. I do it because I want that energy spread. Like I want you to have that positive, like something positive to happen to you. I want something positive to happen to my aunt. I want something positive to happen to my dad. You know, my fiance, like my friend. Like that's why I do it for. I don't do it to sit there and get a thank you. I don't do it to sit there and to get like that to get any type of thing in return. My thing is just like, yo, I just want that energy that I put out, that good gesture, to come back to somebody I care about, because I feel the world is unbalanced. That's the reason why I do it. That's my selfish reason. Is to put
That's not selfish.
well to me it's selfish. But anyway, we're running on an hour and 10 minutes. So
Woohoo! Yeah, I know my kids are probably like, what in the world is she doing?
yeah. Yeah.
Good talk. Good talk. Good talk.
Yes, it was a good talk. So do you have any last any words that you want to, any like knowledge you want to spread?
I just want to say, I mean, I don't want to sound like whatever. Black people, like, keep holding it down, y'all. Y'all are amazing. Y'all are great in everything that you do. We are magic. We're magical creatures, magical beings. We are the bomb. Just hold your heads up. We will get through this somehow, some way. There is light at the end of the tunnel. Just keep fighting. Just know that I stand with you all. Um, be safe, and yeah, just really be safe. Like, you are loved, regardless of what society tells you. You are completely loved and valued, and I don't think Black people, especially Black men, hear that enough. Like, you're amazing. So keep that in mind.
Um, my thing is um patience yields focus. So for the slow people out there, which means is that take your time and evaluate things, and everything will come into focus. Um, not only that, try to keep a positive mind. These are times where it's easy and we forget about the people who have actual, they're going through things mentally, because you have people who mental health isn't right. Mental health is everything, and we fear for you. We fear for you. Well, I don't fear for you. Like, I'm praying for you. It's not easy. I have mental health issues. People I love have mental health issues.
Me.
Keep fighting. You're not alone in this. Like, I rather hear from you than hear about you. If you get what I'm saying.
Yep.
So understand this thing we call life is not easy. We get through it together. Um, try to stay positive. Find something positive to do. Um, we love you. We love you all. No distractions. One foot forward, and that's all I can sit there and say. One day at a time. It's literally one step at a time. We'll get there, and that's it.
Yay.
Yeah. And I bid you guys adieu.
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 Peace out, y'all. Like, we'll catch you whenever. We don't have like a set time when we release. It's always like, yo, you feel like popping today? And then
And I
we play hide and seek until finally we link up and it's like, okay, let's do this today. So
that's partly my fault, because by the time, because I'm not gonna lie, because I've been working those 12-hour shifts. By the time I get home, I'm just like going to sleep.
I figured. That's why I don't even bother you about it. I just like, he'll let me know when he's ready.
Yeah. So finally, I got my regular shift back. So I actually come back. I actually come home and I have a life. So yay!
Okay.
Yes. So,
I understand.
all right.
I'm not even worried about it.
Okay. Well, Until next week, people, I bid you adieu.
Peace out, y'all. Stay safe.
Bye.